Welcome to Southaven Business Beat. Business and community leaders talk with us to provide invaluable resources to aid the business community.
Southaven Business Beat is sponsored by Pure Focus Media.
At Pure Focus Media, we believe every business has a story worth telling, and creativity, it shouldn't break the bank. What started with real estate photography grew into a mission to help businesses of all sizes stand out with compelling, affordable video content. From brand stories and testimonials to social media reels and promotional videos, we guide you every step of the way. We also offer professional drone services, capturing stunning aerial visuals for real estate, construction, and event coverage. And now, we're bringing that same creative energy to your event with our PFM digital photo booth. It's the perfect add-on for weddings, corporate events, or community celebrations, designed to spark interaction and send your guests home with unforgettable memories. So whether you're growing your brand, showcasing your property, or hosting something big, Pure Focus Media is here to help you shine. Visit purefocus.media to get started today.
And now here's your host, Aaron Kozort.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Southaven Business Beat. Today we have with us Annabel. She is from the Palmer Home for Children, and you are the Community Outreach and Volunteer Coordinator. Tell me about Palmer Home for Children.
Oh man, it's got a long story to share, and this year is our 130th year of serving families and children from across the country. A lot of people don't know that. We really started back in 1895, just a little bit of history.
Yeah.
1895, if you remember your American history, that's a few years after the American Civil War, and truly there were orphans in the town of Columbus, Mississippi, right outside of Starkville.
Yeah.
And several churches got together, a coalition of churches, and they founded what was then called Palmer Orphanage.
Okay.
And so truly it was an orphanage for children that just didn't have families to lean on. And we're still carrying that mission today, 130 years later, of just filling in the gap, giving these families time to get to a healthy and a safe place. And we care for those children while they stay with us in a group home setting, and love on them while their families get the time they need to get to a good place.
130 years is a long time for a
really
nonprofit.
Is. Yeah.
It's a long time for any sort of corporation whatsoever, but especially for a nonprofit. What has been part of Palmer Home's existence that has allowed it to continue after in that
span
long
all
duration?
That time.
Yes.
And you think about, history, just all the ups and downs of history. Yeah, Palmer Home has been there, I think because we are a faith-based organization and the need is there. It's a fallen world out there, and not everybody's blessed to have biological family to lean on. And so when times get tough, it takes a lot of courage to say, I need help. But Palmer Home has been there to be able to fill in the gap and provide this safe space that we can provide superior care for these children and really a restorative-like atmosphere. So a lot of our kids maybe come from inner city that not experienced life out in the country. And so really it's only 15 minutes from the Hernando Square.
Okay.
So to kind of take us back a little bit, we were over 100 years in Columbus, Mississippi.
Okay.
And more of a dormitory-style building there where children were able to stay and live. They just did not have the foresight to buy more property around that campus. And the city developed all around it.
Right.
And so as it continued to grow, we needed a little more place to expand. So,
a little more elbow room.
That's right. And so we were in large part donated the 150 acres that we're on today, just outside of Hernando in Lake Cormorant. And Lord be willing, we'll be able to expand and continue to fill the need because it's there. And there are families that, maybe it's grandparents becoming parents again. We're seeing that a lot more often now. Or an adoption that might not have worked out the way the family had hoped. Whatever that situation looks like, we're able to care for children on our campus from birth to 17 years old. And a group home atmosphere where it's a husband and wife team in each of our cottages. So I say cottage, I think the little cabin in the woods, but truly they're beautiful 5,000 square foot residential homes.
Okay.
And there are 6 homes on the campus.
Okay.
And so somewhere between 8 to 10 children can live in each of those cottages with their house parents.
Right.
And so, again, birth to 17, we can have up to 50 children live with us. And again, from anywhere in the country. But we get about 140 referral calls in a year.
Yeah.
And truly, East Coast to West, I think the last time we looked at all of our children, it was somewhere around 14 different states were represented. So truly from East Coast to West, we have children stay with us on our campus.
You know, somebody said just the other day, and I was listening to a presentation, and they made the point that children are 20% of our population and 100% of our future.
Yeah. That's such a good quote. I love that.
Absolutely. And so you think about it, you know, when children start off in a very tumultuous space, it's a really hard thing to overcome later in life. So having a place that's showing them love, that's showing them compassion, that's giving them the opportunity to have a solid footing to build on really makes a big difference.
Oh, it does. It makes all the difference in the world. I mean, truly, I tell people we're planting seeds with these children. So some might stay with us for a short term, maybe a few months to a year. That's a short-term stay. A little bit longer might be a year to 3 years, something like that, depending on their family situation. But we're planting seeds, sharing the love of God with them, and that they have gifts and talents. And whatever those look like, we're going to tap into those while they're with us and figure out what those are. Because you're right, these are the future leaders of our cities and towns,
Absolutely.
you know. And so just very thankful to be surrounded by servant-hearted people who just want that for the children. So, you know, we've got a lot of kids with extracurriculars going on outside of school. Of course, we're pouring into them academically, but also just their physical development, making sure when they first come to us, an assessment happens and those needs are met. Emotionally, you can imagine it's a big move to leave sometimes states away, but also your family to come and stay. So it's mandatory for all of our kids to go through therapy and counseling, but that's to help adjust and talk through those big moves. And they're not with Palmer Home for Children, these counselors and therapists too, which is really important. So the kids can share whatever it is that they're going through. But also spiritually, because we are so proud to say we're a Christian organization and we actually accept no government funding. So that way we can stay a Christian organization and share that love of Christ with them too.
So in regards to the community, you know, we're here at the Southaven Chamber of Commerce. We're on a podcast called Southaven Business Beat. How do businesses relate to the Palmer Home?
What's the old saying, you know, to raise a child, it takes a village to raise a single child. Well, we can have up to 50 children with us. So we really need the entire community to come together. There's so many opportunities to get involved. The first thing I really want to share with everybody is we have a gorgeous wellness center on our campus at the very front that is such a good welcoming spot onto our campus that allows community to come out and really get to see firsthand what we're doing, while we still protect the privacy and the security of the kids that are living on campus with us. It's a 25,000 square foot facility. Took about 6 years to raise the funds for this $8.2 million project. But we have tons of space to be able to share, not only with our families for large gatherings in our gathering space. For birthdays, you can imagine we have a lot of birthdays on our campus. But it's a perfect spot for a business that might need a large space for a lunch and learn. Or might need a large space for a big meeting. That space can hold about 100 people around tables and chairs, about 175 in the chairs alone. But has technology and lots of open lighting and space for you to host a meeting. And we'd be honored to host that with you. Another spot is our beautiful boardroom. So we have all this beautiful long table, about 25 chairs can fit around that long table too. But if you needed to get out of the office and have a space to have a boardroom meeting, be honored to share that with you as well. No donation, no fee is tied to these rooms, but a donation at your discretion would be a blessing. truly, you
Yeah.
know. And if you'll give me a moment or two to share just who we are and,
Yeah,
and what we
absolutely.
do, because truly we are here for the community. I also have a counseling suite that is in this beautiful building. But if there's anybody who's interested in foster care, who might want to learn a little bit more about how to become a foster family, and it might not even be through Palmer Home. They just
Right.
need a neutral space to have that meeting
Yeah.
and discussion. You can utilize, that room too. I'm always looking for businesses and churches that might be willing to do a service project or get involved and offer our house parents maybe a parent night out.
Sure.
I know I
Sure.
need a date night every now and then with my husband. And so being able to provide that would be a huge blessing. And we have a huge collegiate-sized gym
Okay.
as well, so the kids can come in there and we could do pizza and basketball and have a really good time there too. So lots of opportunities to get involved.
Well, that's great. We're going to take just a moment and say thank you to the sponsors of the Southaven Business Beat. This show wouldn't happen without the support of businesses. But the Chamber of Commerce does what it does to support businesses. And so we believe in win-wins. So here's a word from our sponsors.
Every brand has a story. Let us help you tell yours. At Pure Focus Media, we specialize in professional video production, photography, and drone footage that elevates your message and captures attention. From real estate to events, we deliver content that connects. Visit www.purefocus.media to schedule your next shoot. Pure Focus Media, where your vision comes into focus.
Staying ahead in a world driven by technology is key. At Wisdom Integrators, we simplify tech solutions for your business. We specialize in customizing audio, video, and IT services tailored to your needs. At Wisdom Integrators, we don't just solve problems, we create opportunities. Wisdom Integrators, connecting your world, solving your problems. Now back to Southaven Business Beat and host Aaron Kozort.
Welcome back. We really do appreciate our sponsors and everything they do for the program. We're here with Annabel from Palmer Home for Children. And Annabel, tell me some stories. I know there's got to be some great stories through the years. How has Palmer Home impacted the lives of children?
Oh my goodness, truly, just stepping in and stepping up and providing a home for these children. I've only been with Palmer Home the last 3 years, but I'll tell you, I've witnessed some truly incredible things. You may remember about 3 years ago, we had an ice storm that really hit our area hard, and we had a group of 6 children come to us right before that ice storm hit with literally the clothes on their back and the sandals on their feet. They were not prepared and ready for the weather that was to come. But a beautiful thing about Palmer Home is we're able to keep large sibling groups together. And so this group of 6 were able to come and stay with us and know that food was on the table, the lights were on. They were provided the things, foundational things that maybe you and I might take for granted that they didn't otherwise have. And so that group is with us even today still, and while their family is getting the time they need to get back on their feet and get to a good place. But truly, if you think about it in the foster care system through the state, many of those brothers and sisters would be split apart
Yes,
into
they would.
different homes.
Yes, they would.
And so for them to be able to stay together, sometimes live in the same cottage. Sometimes it's actually better if the oldest brothers or sisters live in another home, so they're not continuing that maternal or paternal role for their younger brothers and sisters. But knowing those foundational needs are met, and not only that, they're encouraged to just find out their passions and figure out what do they enjoy. And so we've got a lot of kids that are doing basketball and track or learning piano and dance, whatever that looks like, pouring into those kids. Another really sweet thing that happened not too long ago is we had a graduate, a young lady who had grown up at Palmer Home and aged out and had found the love of her life, but knew that she could call on Palmer Home to say, hey, I want to get married, and I want to get married on campus in our little chapel. I mean, that did a number on my heart, knowing that she might not have had the family out in the world to rely on, but she knew she could call Palmer Home and get married in our Hope Chapel on campus. Now, our families don't use that every Sunday. They actually go wherever the house parents are members of church, but we use that for special services throughout the year. And knowing that she could come back and have her wedding with us really was a
Quite
sweet
a special
thing.
moment, I guarantee it.
Yeah.
So as you think about events that you all do, what are some of the events through the year that are ways for the business community to get involved in Palmer Home?
Absolutely. So we are a nonprofit. We accept no government funding, like I said earlier, so we can be that Christian organization. But we host several big fundraisers throughout the year that make up a large part of our mission and our funding. And so we just had this past weekend, we had Mud Bug Bash on the Hernando Square, which is a really fun event. 21st year to be able to host that one, which is a really fun time for businesses and the public to come out and party with a purpose is what we say. But upcoming, we have a few big events that'll be happening here soon. In May, we have on May 16th, the Shoot for Hope Clay Tournament. So on our campus, we have a shooting clay tournament with a large white top tent that we can have a big Southern lunch, and businesses can have teams out there and really experience not only campus, but see firsthand where the kids live and really immerse themselves in Palmer Home for children. And then later on in the year, in July, we'll have a Radiothon where we'll partner with Super Talk Radio and broadcast the entire state of Mississippi and sharing stories of Palmer Home. And we're always looking for businesses to partner there that might make a match donation because we're hoping to raise a beat last year. We raised $363,000 in one day, either year before or this last year. But it was truly seeing God show up and show out, and we need partners for that sort of event too. But then later on in the year, we've got a tailgate at Mississippi State and a tailgate at Ole Miss and a shotguns and sunflowers dinner party too in Memphis. So
y'all don't have anything going on.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We like to stay busy. A lot of us are running around doing a lot of fun things, but it's all for an incredible cause that is near and dear to my heart that I get to witness firsthand. Some truly incredible days witnessing families come back together again after being separated for some time. And the children are seeing their parents or family do really hard things and overcome them, which is an incredible feat and thing to witness in difficult days where they're having to bring their children to come and stay with us, knowing that it's for the child's benefit and for their benefit to become, even better than what they were before. So
if there is a family who perhaps runs into this show in the future and says, where do I get started at? I feel like I need Palmer Home services.
Yeah, that's a wonderful question. So we have an intake specialist. So if you call our number, we can set you up with our intake specialist, who is an angel of a lady and a wealth of knowledge. And she's on the front line. She can hear what's going on and best help you. A hard truth is not every single phone call that we get are we able to accept.
Sure.
So like I said, we average about 140 calls in a year, referrals. If a child's struggling with something like self-harm or real aggression, that might be something we can partner with another partnership. Over 130 years, we've got a lot of friends and community. So we want to be able to take care of that child the way they deserve to be taken care of. I'm really proud to say it's a very holistic approach to care, an individualized approach for these kids. But if we are able to say yes, and that child is able to come and stay with us, it comes at no financial cost to the family, which is a beautiful thing too, that they can focus on
big difference.
Healing, and hope comes from that, knowing that my child is taken care of, they're safe, and one day when I'm in a good place too, we can come back together again. It's really a beautiful picture.
Well, throughout history and even throughout the history of our country, you've had these very giant swings of how things were going in the economy, how things were going in certain parts of the country. And when you really think about it, if you think of a country the size of America, there's always something going wrong somewhere. And there are hardships in no matter where you are. So the fact that you all exist, that you're helping to lift that burden and carry that burden as a family tries to overcome what they're going through is just fundamental to
it really
helping
is.
them move forward.
the need is there and it's great. And we really need volunteers and mentors that might be willing to come out and partner with us. Businesses that can provide a day of service. I can tap into those gifts and talents, whatever your business looks like, and however many people are able to come. You know, if it's a Sunday school group of young families that want to come out, I can find a way to help, get in the flower beds and pick up. Or maybe it's a dedicated group that has a specific service that is willing to utilize that and bless Palmer Home. I'm always looking for volunteers. And again, mentors. These children need someone to talk to. They are provided counselors and therapists, of course, and the people of Palmer Home love on them. But knowing somebody who's, not paid to be there, just genuinely wants to know them and also say the same things we're saying, that you've got gifts and talents and God's going to use those, and let's figure out what those are together. I'm always looking for those individuals. So please reach out to us and let us know you might be interested, and I'll find a spot for you. Don't worry.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Annabel, for being with us today. Thank you for taking your time to join Southaven Business Beat. And thank you to all of you who have viewed and listened to this episode. If you think about how you can help Palmer Home, how you can be a support to the work that's being done there, consider reaching out to Annabel. Consider reaching out to Palmer Home and seeing, maybe it's just an opportunity to use their wellness facility. Maybe it's an opportunity to give those house parents a break and a night off. Or maybe it's a community outreach opportunity for your business to be able to support Palmer Home. Or maybe it's an opportunity to just get a tax break and donate some money. That works too.
That works too. Time, talent, or treasure. So any of those things.
So if you know of a way that you can help Palmer Home or would like to become involved or mentor some of these kids and spend time helping them see the opportunity that's in the future. One more thought, again, from a speech I heard recently. Someone said that there's a reason why the windshield is so much larger than the rearview mirror.
Oh, that's a good one. I'm going to hang on to that one.
We need to be focused on the future.
Up ahead.
And those children
are the future. Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Southaven Business Beat.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Southaven Business Beat. We would like to thank the following sponsor. Make your next event unforgettable with the Follow app. Connect instantly, stay organized, and never miss an opportunity. Ditch the business cards. Go digital with the Follow app. Network effectively, exchange contacts seamlessly, and grow your business. The Follow app, transforming the way professionals connect at events. Would you like to be a sponsor of Southaven Business Beat? Please email us, info@southavenchamber.com. Be sure to share and subscribe for more business resources. Thanks for watching.